Hello everyone. Today we will see the topic the impact of globalization. First of all, we will see the synopsis of this topic. This topic or essay will be divided into 5 paragraphs. First paragraph, the meaning of globalization. Second, benefit of globalization. Third, drawbacks of globalization. Fourth, effect of globalization. And fifth, the way to deal with the result of globalization. If you try to write this essay according to these points, your essay and your presentation will be impressive. Now start. The concept, meaning, the meaning of the globalization. The concept of globalization indicates the aspiring towards oneness by all countries. It implies the desire to be a part of one uniform world order. It means the desire to reduce all physical and mental distance to zero. It means the desire to advance ways and means of communication enough to make people to live together as a global family. Indeed, over the last 2 decades, the world has witnessed a great change. There has been a progressive transition from the tradition to the modern, from old to new, and from national to global. These changes are manifested in the almost all spheres like social, economic, political, cultural, and ethical. In short, as seen in the East, this change in the society is largely due to the influence of the Western world. Next, benefit of the globalization. The world today has become unipolar, and globalization is supposed to have brought numerous benefits to the developing nations. Globalization, it is a belief that has reduced the yawning disparities among the industrialization countries and the third world countries. This has been done by the acceptance by the developing countries the models of the economic management of the advanced countries. Now next third paragraph, drawbacks of the globalization. But globalization has actually not improved the world economic situation. It has only increased by economic disparities between the nations. This is seen in the disparities in the consumption in the globalized world. The rich people spend 80% on private consumption, while the poor spend only 4%. The gap between the rich and the poor is growing at a great pace. The Western countries, acting through the IMF, International Mudra Fund, and World Trade Organization, WTO, have mismanaged for the process of privatization, liberalization, and stabilization, short form PLS. Globalization is not working for the stability of the world economy. It is not working for many of the world's poor because liberalization, economic policies, and decentralization process which are unleashed as a result of globalization are not backed up with the adequate social security measures. Next, fourth para, effects of the globalization. Effect. Besides, globalization has had an adverse effects on many spheres. It has a broad consumers and materialism and the degradation of the environment. Degradations. It has led to the rapid erosion of the value and a general cynicism about institution. About another fortunate development is the alienations of the younger generation as expressed in their rejection of tradition and loss of faith in social, political, and cultural traditions. It has also led to the spread of international terrorism. And last para, the ways to deal with the result of globalization. If the present state of rising inequalities, social tensions, and psychologically dissatisfactions is to be improved, a new world order must be discovered. Such a world can only be discovered by understanding man's relation to his world, man's relation to the ecosystem. We must create a society which has a reasonable standard of living with peace and harmony. In order to be free from consumerism and materialism, we should aim at a globalized economy in which weaker sections of society and their interests are sufficient protected by adequate social security measures.